I'm April Cook. I'd like to thank you for allowing me to address you tonight. I'm here for the road conditions on Terrapin Run Road. This has been an ongoing issue for a long time. We are in serious need of a bridge down there. We've watched for years as, gravel and man hours, every time it rains, we have no road. And unfortunately, we only have 3 people on the road, and I know the current policy, according to Ronnie Sumner and some others, is that if there's only so many people on a road, that puts you lower on the list as far as repairs. But 20 years have gone by, and every time we have a storm, we all have to get out there in the rain to make sure we have a road. This is not something that should be happening to anybody in this town. We really have been struggling down there. There's families, there's children, there's older people. And I've missed, I don't know how much work. Yes, of course, the road crew has been, they've really tried very hard to prepare this road, but we really need a bridge down there. There needs to be a permanent fix. Because right now, all the gravel and stone and everything they're putting on the road, every time it rains, it washes into the creek, and now I'm having flooding issues because the creek is backing up onto my land. So it's really not cost effective, and again, these families should not have to suffer down there. Everybody pays their taxes. We all just want to be able to get in and out of our homes. So I know there was some talk of using some of the impact money to be able to repair some roads, and I really think that Terrapin Run really needs to be on that list. If anybody wants any more information from me or pictures, or you're more than welcome to go down there. Right now, the actual, what we're crossing over is what I'm told, an old pipe from the steam, the Cumberland City steam pipe. And like I said, I've been down there 20 years and I've lived on dirt roads all my life. I'm not afraid of the dirt, it's no big deal, but there's no way around this, and we have no other way out. So please take that into consideration. And like I said, just contact me or let us know what we can do to help. Okay?
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Guys, at this time, before the meeting starts, we're going to ask the sheriff to come up. He has a plaque that he would like to hand out.
Thank you. I try to do my best to recognize my deputies and people when it goes above and beyond. And I had an incident several weeks ago where a deputy did just that. Deputy Law, if you want to come on up. Several weeks ago, Deputy Johnny Law responded to a house fire. And when he got there, there was a gentleman there who had already arrived there. Thought his son was inside the house, so he attempted to make entry by breaking a window. And doing that, the man cut an artery in his arm. And when Deputy Law there arrived, he applied a tourniquet, and he's been trained and stopped the bleeding, and kept him comfortable till the medic arrived. He was transported. I was notified later by the staff at Vanderbilt that if Johnny Law, Deputy Law, had not applied that tourniquet as quick as he did, and when he got there, the man would have bled out. He would not have made it. So I want to recognize Johnny with his lifesaver pin, and I'm going to recognize him by this commendation, which says, "Commendation from the Stewart County Sheriff's Department to Deputy Johnny Law for your quick actions in providing medical assistance to an injured individual. Your compassion and use of medical training saved the individual's life. You are commended for your service to the citizens of Stewart County, presented this 2nd day of June 2025. And it's signed by myself and the mayor. And I was gonna say, I'm proud of him, and I've got several young officers, and I hope they stick with me, because right now, we've got a very, very good, strong crew of young officers, and most of them could go anywhere, including Johnny, but they're sticking with us, and I think that's great, so congratulations.
This time I'd like to call this meeting to order. If you will stand, I ask Mr. Tinker to please say the word.
I would like all who would to join me in the Lord's Prayer tonight. From the Book of Matthew. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to pick on him too bad or call him out. It sure is good to see Bradley Jones back in here.
What it is, amen.
As we were growing up, we always had the same haircut. I thought he couldn't grow it. Item number 4 will be roll call.
Elijah Thomas. Here. Brian Teber.
Here.
Justin Booth.
Here.
Rick Joyner. Shane Cates.
Here.
Eric Watkins. Terry Pitchu.
Here.
Vince Gray.
Here.
Archie Cryer.
Here.
Melissa Fields. Bradley Jones.
Here.
Clint Mathis.
Here.
Mark George.
Here.
Alexis Taylor. Here.
Mr. Watkins asked me to pass along his regret for not being here. He's at state transportation training. Item number 5 is the election of county commission chairman and vice chair.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Election of vice chair.
Make a motion to rejoin.
Aren't you vice chairman now?
Yeah, that bring up motion, you know.
Who said
Motion's made for Mr. Joyner. All in favor say aye. Aye. Are there any opposed? Number 6 is the approval of minutes. You had them, if you've looked over them. If there's any discussion, we'll have that. If not, I'll entertain a motion for approval. Motion properly seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Number 7 is the approval of the bi-monthly reports. They were also in your packet. If you have any discussion, we can do that.
Move the room.
Motion by Mr. Dortz. Seconded by Mr. Mathis. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Number 8 is the approval of notaries. New is Tanya Page and Miss Nikki Hardenbrook. Renewals are Miss Connie Griffiths, Dawn Moore, Michelle Robertson, and April Turner. If y'all would like to remove any of those, we can do that, or I'll entertain a motion. Motion by Mr. Joyner, seconded by Ms. Fields. All in favor say aye. Aye. Are there any opposed? Thank you. Number 9 is the approval of budget amendments for 24-25. If there's any discussion, we will send that to Ms. Heather.
They all passed budget and finance. Motion to approve.
Second.
At this time, we're gonna take a roll call because within those motions, there was some new money that had to be moved and they weren't all line item transfers. I'll ask for a roll call vote.
Archie Cryer.
Approved.
Melissa Fields. Yes. Bradley Jones.
Yes.
Clint Mathis.
Yes.
Mark George.
Yes.
Alexis Taylor.
Yes.
Elijah Thomas.
Yes.
Brian Teber.
Yes.
Justin Booth.
Yes.
Rick Joyner.
Yes.
Shane Cates.
Yes.
Terry Pitchu.
Yes.
Vince Gray.
Yes. Thank you. Number 10 is the approval of court release documents submitted by Ms. Laura Green. It's in your packet. Y'all have any discussion on that? Or do I have an approval?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Dortz, second by Mr. Jones. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Number 11 is the approval to continue with Tennessee Risk Management Trust Insurance Program for fiscal year 25-26. Motion by Mr. Joyner, second by Mr. Dortz. Is there any discussion on this? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. All right, number 12 is approved the His Call interlocal agreement with Stewart County EMS. As some of you know, when you hear the word His Call a lot, it's because they're coming in here saving us a lot of money. And we're of course bidding all this out, and we haven't found anybody close yet. The sheriff's office is saving $20,000. EMS is gonna do the exact same. So if you have any questions about that, we can.
Clint, don't you have those too?
We have the camera system and the door access control system. Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Mathis. Second by Mr. Teeber. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That wasn't the money, we already approved the dollar. 13 is the approval of a resolution making appropriations for nonprofit charitable organizations in Stewart County. This is the third amendment to the original resolution approved on May the 6th. So the change is the $39,000 in the fire department that we discussed last time.
Motion to approve.
I'm gonna ask for a roll call vote, seeing as this is new money. I get a second on that first?
Second.
Second by Ms. Fields.
Archie Cryer,
Approve.
Melissa Fields. Yes. Bradley Jones,
Yes.
Clint Mathis.
Yes.
Mark Dorch.
Yeah.
Alexis Taylor.
Yes.
Elijah Thomas,
Yes.
Brian Teeber,
Yay.
Justin Booth,
Yes.
Rick Joyner, Shane Cates,
Yes.
Terry Fitzhugh,
Yes.
Vince Gray.
Yes.
Number 14 on your agenda is the amendment of contract between Williamson County's juvenile court contract. So if we have any discussion on that, just to give you a heads up, this will also be a roll call vote. Motion by Mr. Joyner,
Second.
second by Mr. Booth. May I have a roll call, please?
Archie Cryer,
Yes.
Melissa Fields. Yes. Bradley Jones, Clint Mathis,
Yes.
Mark Dorch,
Yes.
Alexis Taylor.
Yes.
Elijah Thomas,
Yes.
Brian Teeber,
Yay.
Justin Booth,
Yes.
Rick Joyner, Shane Cates,
Yes.
Terry Fitzhugh,
Yeah.
Vince Gray.
Yes.
Guys, number 15 is the proposed budget for 2025, 2026. I'll kind of turn this over to Mr. Dortz for just a second, let him discuss anything he would need to discuss.
Guys, we came down here and worked real hard when I know we finally got this thing through budget finance committee. I'd sure like to see it pass tonight. I'll make a motion to approve it.
Motion by Mr. Dortz,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Teeber. When I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Archie Cryer,
Yes.
Melissa Fields. Yes. Bradley Jones,
Yes.
Clint Mathis,
Yes.
Mark Dorch,
Yeah.
Alexis Taylor,
Yes.
Elijah Thomas,
Yes.
Brian Teeber,
Yay.
Justin Booth,
Yes.
Rick Joyner, Shane Cates,
Yes.
Terry Fitzhugh,
Yeah.
Vince Gray.
Yes.
Thank you. Number 16 is the resolution to back up what you just passed. I'll entertain a motion, but we'll also have a roll call for this also. Motion by Mr. Dortz, second by Mr. Archie.
You ready?
Yes.
Archie Cryer,
Yes.
Melissa Fields. Yes. Bradley Jones,
Yes.
Clint Mathis,
Yes.
Mark Dorch,
Yeah.
Alexis Taylor,
Yes.
Elijah Thomas,
Yes.
Brian Teeber,
Yes.
Justin Booth,
Yes.
Rick Joyner, Shane Cates,
Yes.
Terry Fitzhugh,
Yeah.
Vince Gray.
Yes.
Number 17 on your agenda is the approval of Animal Control Committee members. New members that they are seeking are Jody Beck, Frank Hanna, and Chastity Lindsay. Miss Susan Ballman is just simply stepping off the committee as a, just as a recommender, and she's still gonna work with them, but she's not gonna be a voting member of that committee. Mr. Vince Gray came off and Mr. Joe Griffey came off. Motion by Mr. Cryer. Second by Mr. Booth. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Approval of surplus property. Are y'all okay with getting rid of blue padded broke rolling chair and blue cushions? Motion to approve by Mr. Mathis. Second by Mr. Dortch. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? New business. We're gonna go over a couple of things, nothing real big. Guys, our county is really booming, it's y'all been out and around. We're moving like crazy right now. All the parks and recreation things are taking off. The engineering for each one of those are pretty close to being complete. The Fairfield that you guys purchased, we're putting in parking down there right now for it. That's no taxpayer money. The only taxpayer money came out of 2 culverts that we were able to secure with the help of Mr. Ronnie Summer and his crew for a very favorable price. But other than that, we've got a lot of work going on in the county. We're up over 14,000, so it doesn't mean a lot to a lot, but 13,000, we've been there for years and years, and we're up over 14,000 now. So I'm applying for a grant through the Department of Agriculture. Been working with the commissioner, deputy commissioner, Andy Holt, and they're real favorable with it so far. We're asking them for $150,000 start fund to build an agricultural center down at the fairgrounds, just a pole barn type style, 100 by 200 building, to house things like our 4-H shows, our fairs, and things like that. It's really popular throughout the state right now. Agriculture's got a little bit of money they're forking out, so I should finish that grant up tomorrow, have it to him by Wednesday, and so hopefully we get that. We have a Parks and Recs meeting Wednesday, and we'll be talking about some more in the fairgrounds. I've applied for 2 other grants for things at the park through the Health Foundation. Again, that's not county, that's the AASC allowing me to work through them, and you guys allow me to do the same. It's not county funds or no pass-through funds or any of that, it's strictly AASC money. But we're glad to be doing a lot with our Parks and Recs. Clint and I rode to Gray's Landing, Gray's Crossing area today. It is a nightmare, it's a travesty, it's nasty. Everything down there that we put down there 4 years ago was broke, shattered. We're not under contract. I had a citizen that called me and said, can you please do something? We're going to go, I'm gonna take tomorrow afternoon, and myself and maintenance is gonna go down there and clean it up. And then we're gonna be giving TBA a call and letting them know that it's their property. We do not have the manpower, and unless you guys are ready to fork over a couple $100,000 for a Parks and Recs department, we do not have the manpower to go that far out. I say that after I say we're getting ready to put 7 parks in, but those parks had plans behind them, and we have churches and citizen groups that are gonna be taking care of that. But that area down there, Clint can testify, all the vehicles that were in there today, and there were a lot. There was kids in there swimming, families in there fishing and playing. Every one of them were from Henry County. Now, I'm not saying they wouldn't do that in their own county, and I'm not saying our people haven't been down there doing that. But I'm completely transparent with you guys and telling you that if y'all are okay with it, whatever we have left down there is coming out of there immediately. We got 4 or 5 picnic tables that look like they were in good shape. All the lights and everything are all busted out. And it's just not a good situation down there right now. And you know, the sheriff was going down there patrolling it. The gates, I mean, there's so many people with keys to that thing, it was getting locked and unlocked, and then those guys don't have service in there. Until we have a better plan going forward, if you get addressed by your people and your constituents in your district, until we sit down and have a better plan, and we may have that Wednesday, I'm not saying we won't, But until we have a better plan, I don't think we should seek a contract with TVA for that piece of property right now. When we do have a plan, if we do get a Parks and Recs department, somebody that can, look after that property, then yes, I would love to have that and keep it clean. But right now, would you agree that that's a much bigger liability than it is reward? And I hate to say that for the folks of Leatherwood that do use it responsibly, but we have not been in contract. This lady today thought we were under contract. We have not been under contract since February of last year. We tried our best. Ricky Robinson took some of the inmates down there and cleaned up several times. Maintenance has been going down there once a month, but once a month this time of year, they don't cut it. So we got 4 full hours of cleanup tomorrow, and then if y'all are okay with it, Stewart County's out of there for right now as far as any kind of liability or any of that, until we can get a plan and a contract in place. I just feel like our name tied to that as a county governmental body right now is not a positive thing, because we do not have the enforcement to stay down there.
Well, you remember we talked about them trees, you could see all that from the highway. Am I seeing it from the highway, what they might have stuff going on there? Now it's back in that hole there where it ended back in there.
We were in his county truck today, and there was limbs hitting the top of the truck going in there. It was fully grown over.
You reckon TVA would cut that out?
Mr. Terry, I've asked TVA to help us on that levy already. I mean, I went to Nashville, I went to everywhere I could go. I've been to 2 different TVA board meetings and asked for help. TVA and the federal government right now are struggling because they don't know who owns what. TVA sent me to TDOT, TDOT sent me back to TVA, who sent me to the Federal Forest Service to fix the levees. When I got to the Federal Forest Service, they said, well, that is ours, but TDOT's got a contract on it. So essentially, each one of them sent me somewhere else, and I wasted about 2 weeks on that before I realized TDOT does have a contract on that, on those levees. They do have the contract. They are contracted out of Forest Service to keep those levees cleaned off. In TDOT's defense, they didn't even know they had it.
I tell you one thing, they let it grow up all the way across that bridge. You can't even see the water across, some of it.
Henry County Sheriff, they're fixing to start taking inmates and cleaning theirs. They've already been to National and got it approved. Now, that's a little bit different liability issue too. I don't know how all that works, and my legal aid is not here, so I'm not gonna get into that, but if that might be something where if a group wanted to start helping us clean those things off. Once they get cleaned off, they can get sprayed accordingly by the their standards, the cores. They're not core, but TVA standards, and they'll stay cleaned off, but they are rough.
It is rough.
At this time, I'm gonna let you guys hear from Miss Natalie. She has some kind of exciting news, and I'll let her tell you what's going on, and then if you have any questions about it or concerns.
I do got a question on something here that
Okay.
we already passed the tax levy in this county. But would you elaborate on that for people out there in TV land that we didn't set that? Is that not the rate that the state set? We're still at that rate?
That's correct. We adopted the state's recommendation. The state says they send you a recommendation, but it's really, you're taking it. Yeah, you can change that tax rate. We can go back up in taxes. I will tell you with the budget that you just passed and the one that Heather spent many nights working on, we do not need to raise taxes. We don't have a reason to raise taxes right now. I'm not saying we won't next year. Our expected forecasted revenues or expenditures rose by about $460,000 to $480,000 this year. So what we did, our revenues, we just followed suit with that. So we don't have a reason to raise taxes. So we did take the recommendation. It is very low.
Yes.
We have a very low tax rate. Expect some move-ins for people that gets on the websites and finds the low tax rates, because you're gonna get them. And not saying we won't have to raise them in the future. I don't know what we're gonna have to do. Don't know what tomorrow holds, but right now we don't have a reason to, and that was the state's recommended rate. So.
All right, I gave everybody, this little flyer from the Department of Safety. I've been talking to them for quite a while. At first we talked about getting counter service in the office. It's not feasible with the space that we have and with the staff that I have. I would need additional staff to be able to take on that kind of a project. but they are in the process right now of replacing the current kiosks that they have, and they're upgrading them. This is the new one. And it'll take a picture, you can renew or replace a license or a photo ID, change address. Somebody who's had their driver's license revoked can pay their reinstatement fees on it, and then have their driver's license reissued on it after they've paid their fees. And you can also renew or replace a handgun permit on it. It doesn't cost the county anything to have it. It does say something on here about Ethernet jack and Wi-Fi. It actually runs off of a cell tower signal, so that's irrelevant. But I've got somebody coming tomorrow to do another site survey for me, and the plan right now is hopefully to have it maybe into summer. They think end of July, middle of August is what we're looking at.
Do y'all have any questions about that? We met with Miss Natalie today. Wherever they want or recommend to put it is probably where it's gonna go. However, Miss Natalie, Clint, and myself, the courthouse, we're outgrowing the courthouse. It's shoulder to shoulder in there. We don't have a lot of room for a lot of
Which is why
anything.
service.
Right. But with that being said, Clint had a really good idea, passed it on to Natalie, and I 100% agree with it. This visitor center that's open more than the courthouse is an ideal place for this. It's better parking, it's not as congested.
The cell
The
signal's better.
cell signal is much better than over here than it is, so hopefully. Right inside the visitor center side over there, if you take a left, as soon as you open the door on the right, there's 6 foot space. There's not much there. The maintenance will have to change a plug. She felt it, Clint and myself felt that was very convenient compared to, the time you get through security in the courthouse and congesting that front hallway up.
It keeps the traffic down.
Make it more convenient. We appreciate the legwork on her part for trying to get us a kiosk in here. So a lot of you've heard, one of the mayors told me, well, our state's broke all the time, good luck. But Natalie said these are all new, and they fix a lot of the bugs in it, so it'd be just another add-on for our citizens.
And that's the only reason it's taking so long to get it, is because they're still deploying all the new ones out to people who already have them. So we're kind of at the bottom of the list.
Is there any further discussion or questions or comments? Anybody got anything they need to? I appreciate you guys' hard work during the budget season. My gals over at the office, they absolutely killed it this year. They come in early, they stayed late. The budget's passed, and I bet Heather's over there working on it right now. But she did an excellent job, y'all. I don't think I know what we have as a county, and I hope each one of you do too. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I'm gonna be asking some money from her, for her in the near future, because she does not make enough money for what she does and the tip-top shape she keeps this county in physically. A lot of you don't see me in my office, because if I'm in my office, I'm messing something up. I usually stay out here on the highway working, because when I go in, she's got 10 things to sign and tell me which way is north and south. So she does an excellent job, but yeah, in the next year or so, as a collective body, you guys need to think about helping her out a little bit. Not that she doesn't make a lot of money. No, I'm just kidding.
My
Anyways,
only concern is what's gonna happen if something happens to her.
I know
got
I'm
all
out.
that- you
I'm
got
out.
all that
I don't know about you, but I'm going with her. No, seriously, all the county, one more thing, and I know you already go, listen. We had as smooth as budget this year as we've ever had, that I've seen and I've witnessed. And it was because you put stuff in place last year. The EMS knows what they can spend, the sheriff's office knows what they can spend, the transportation knows what they can spend. And I commend all of them for staying within bounds and not causing any havoc. There's a lot of counties right now, and I'm in a chat with 14 or 15 mayors, and they're all like, oh, we gotta get this thing. I'm like, no, we're just meeting on ours is about done. That's only because of the personnel and the department heads working there with you guys hand in hand. So, entertain a
Motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn. All in favor, just leave.